Some Deadpool clarification from Roger Wardell. Hey guys, before you get started, make sure you click that subscribe button, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Hey guys, got a little follow-up to that Deadpool and Spider-Man rumor we posted the other day. Now, if you recall the story, we talked a little bit about a couple of options for Deadpool joining the MCU. A Disney Plus series, a solo movie, or maybe joining Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3. Since then, we found out that this was actually from an internal survey amongst Marvel and or Disney employees. So, nothing official about any of that, just some ideas that are being kicked around internally and doesn't really mean anything. But over the weekend, Roger Wardell chimed in on the whole thing. Now, if you don't know who he is, you should go check out his Twitter account. About 6 months ago, he dropped a whole bunch of spoilers for Avengers Endgame, and they were nearly 100% accurate, including some things that were fairly hard to predict, like Fat Thor. We did a couple other videos about the Wardell tweets recently, including one about Rocket Raccoon and Doctor Strange. You should see links to both of them popping up here on the side of the video. I highly recommend checking them out. Now, in a tweet he dropped on the 27th of May, he said there are no plans to add Deadpool in an MCU Spider-Man 3, but Sony desperately wants Tom Hardy's Venom in this movie. Deadpool has had his own movies, but has never showed up in the main X-Men films. It'll be the same for the MCU. This seems to make sense for me. Now this harkens back to that conversation with Amy Pascal where she talked about Venom existing in a side universe, to which the looks from Kevin Feige have now become historic. It would make sense that they would want Venom to appear in Spider-Man 3, but to me personally, I seriously doubt that'll happen. The first barrier that seems to be there is Kevin Feige's disdain for Avi Arad, and vice versa. It also, to me, is not very likely that Feige would want this version of Venom to be associated with the MCU. I mean, he had horrible reviews, even though it made a good bit of money. This would also leave Sony in charge of the character when he wasn't appearing in the MCU, and this does not fit anything that he has ever done when it comes to controlling the narrative of what's going on. I suppose this all should be taken, if it's actually happening, very carefully. Creative changes could always be made, but if Sony really pushes for this and Feige says no, it could end the relationship with Marvel Studios and see Spider-Man depart the MCU. As we said, this is all a rumor, so we're taking all this with a pinch of salt. What Wardell said about Deadpool not appearing in any primary X-Men movies seems to make a lot of sense to me, and the idea that Sony would want to include Venom is a no-brainer. I just hope everybody plays nice and they work it out so that Spider-Man doesn't leave the MCU. You can absolutely see these executive types posturing and their egos getting in the way of good content. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think Venom ever appears in a Spider-Man movie, or do you think that is Sony Pictures just dreaming? If you like this video, make sure you press like below, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.